I was reading the newspaper this morning, right? And as I was flipping through the pages, it was like I was seeing what Jesus talked about in Matthew chapter 24. Early in the morning, I picked the Monday paper up off of my doorstep, and I wasn't shocked to see what I read in the front page. Well, what'd you read? Well, the first thing I read was how a teenage girl took a slug to the head. Now she dead. She was at a house party on the weekend when a bullet came flying in her direction from a drive-by gang-related shooting. People need your shoe, what is my conclusion? Cause the next thing I read in the news was about a war in the Middle East. Wars in our city streets, wars in the East. What's going on in the WORLD?
What's going on in the world today? People getting with anything, going any which way. You don't know what the books say, you gon' be led astray. What's going on in the world today? What's going on in the world today? People getting with anything, going any which way. You don't know what the books say, you gon' be led astray. What's going on in the world today?
As I flip to page 3 of the Sacramento Bee, the author of the article posed me this question: what turns a Muslim into a terrorist? I read a little further and I started thinking on the irony of this. Cause there's a Muslim right now in Afghanistan thinking the same thing, man. How can Americans, one nation under God, proclaiming to be Christians, be a bomb-dropping, machine gun, innocent village killing type of people? Whoa, and this is where our tax money goes. Yeah, they bombed us in New York, but vengeance is the Lord. So what are we doing going to war?
Jesus told them, don't let anyone mislead you. Don't let anyone miscome in my name, claiming I am the Messiah. They will deceive many, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars. But don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end will not follow immediately. Nation will go to war against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world, but all this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come. Matthew chapter 24, verses 4 through 8. Let's go.
What's going on in the world today? People getting with anything, going any which way. You don't know what the books say, you gon' be led astray. What's going on in the world today? What's going on in the world today? People getting with anything, going any which way. You don't know what the books say, you gon' be led astray. What's going on in the world today?
The next thing I read had me even more upset. I was very appalled to see young homosexuals are coming out so openly. Nowadays they got a prom king and a prom king dating one another in the high schools, man. And they run into the politicians trying to pass a law that'll put us in the pen for ministering to their sin. Then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers. Matthew chapter 24, verse 9. As I read a little more, I really wasn't tripping, cause in chapter 24 of the book of Matthew, Jesus has commanded us not to be moved. Cause all these things shall come to pass, nation versus nation, wars going on, ministers going to prison, increase of wickedness and inequity, and the love of many's gonna wax colder, and it's gonna get a lot worse before the Son of Man comes to gather up his chosen ones. Are you one of them? Cause those who are saved endure to the end.
What's going on in the world today? People getting with anything, going any which way. You don't know what the books say, you gon' be led astray. What's going on in the world today? What's going on in the world today? People getting with anything, going any which way. You don't know what the books say, you gon' be led astray. What's going on in the world today?
Then if anyone tells you, look, here's the Messiah, or there he is, don't believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will rise up and perform great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, even God's elect, even his chosen ones. You see, what God is saying is there's gonna be people coming in God's name with some nice sounding messages, but they ain't gonna agree with what Jesus Christ is saying. So it's crucial that we have a solid foundation in what the Bible is saying, man. The belief in before leaving this earth is saying, so we won't be swayed, amen? Cause only those who are deeply rooted in the things of God are gonna be able to endure the trials and persecution that's soon to await us in the near future. I'm outro, peace.